want to talk to you today about the circle of glory and satisfaction. Now you may be thinking, I've never heard of a circle of glory and satisfaction. No, neither have I, up until kind of this morning when I was walking up the mountain and it came to me. You know when you wake up in the morning, do you wake up like this? Lord, you are amazing. I love you. And I can't wait to live for you today. I want everybody to know how brilliant you are. No, we don't generally wake up like that. Why is that? Well, I think there's two reasons. The first reason is that we feel first thing in the morning pretty rubbish. Generally worse when it's a wet and Welsh Monday morning. But as well as that, I think it's not just a feelings thing, but it's a nature thing as well. Our nature is selfish, it's sinful. And so often we think about ourselves before we think about other people. Now, when the disciples said to Jesus, will you teach us how to pray, Jesus? He said to them, I want you to pray this way. And he said, our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Now, our Father in heaven. First of all, we need to appreciate the fact that the God who made this earth is the person that we're coming to, and he's powerful and he's holy and he's incredible and majestic and wonderful. So great, so big, and yet we call him Father. So we come to this great God, and yet we come in intimacy to him, knowing that we're joined to him, and he sees us as we're children because that's who we are. That's incredible. And then he says, and pray this, hallowed be your name. Now, what does that mean, hallowed be your name? Well, it basically means, God, you are amazing. And I want everybody in the whole world through my life to know how brilliant you actually are. The opposite, I guess, is when we wake up in the morning and we are self-focused. And when we're self-focused, it inevitably, in the end, leads to misery. And then because we're in a miserable state, in order to try and get ourselves out of the miserable state, we tend to focus on ourselves. And so we go back to selfishness. So it's kind of this circle of selfishness and misery. And it's only broken when we do what Jesus tells us to do. And the right thing to do is not focus on ourselves. And so may we start our day before we get into social media, before we see what's on the news, before we read our emails and texts and so on. May we start every day by saying, Father in heaven, you are amazing. And I want to think about everything you've done for me. I want to think about who you are, how great you are. I want to worship you for dying for me on the cross, changing my life, changing my eternity. And today, God, in my life, through living for you, I want everybody else to see just how brilliant you are. And then so begins the circle of glory and satisfaction, and glory and satisfaction.